The next step in the process is to prepare the dog for potential correction with regards to the recall progression. So we assume at this point that your dog is familiar with leash pressure, meaning you've taught the dog to yield to the leash. So in our other videos, our focused heeling video and other places in our training system, we've talked a lot about leash pressure and how we teach the dog to yield to negative reinforcement or yield to the leash. It's important that your dog understand that before you enter this stage of the recall progression. At this point, we're going to layer the leash over our recall command in preparation for potentially having to correct the dog later on. What we're doing in this segment is inherently unfair. So generally, the paradigm for training is that we only correct the dog or only use the leash or the electric collar or whatever aversive tool on the dog when it fails to do something we've asked it to do and we assume it knows what we're asking. But here, in this process, we need to familiarize the dog with the sensation of the leash in the context of the recall. And we do this to avoid what we call superstitious associations, meaning if my dog has never been popped with a leash before, and my dog is out focused on something, I recall them, they don't come, and I pop them with the leash, it's possible that they don't associate that correction with failure to recall, and they associate it with whatever they were focused on. And they become worried or avoidant or aggressive in certain cases towards the thing they were focused on. So we do a little preparatory work. So in this stage, we're going to take the dogs out, post-leash pressure, put them on a long line or a flexi lead, go for a walk, and when the dog is out away from us, we'll recall the dog and then immediately tap them back towards us with a leash. Now, in many cases, our dog would have been coming anyway, but we give the little tap regardless in order to let the dog know what it feels like. These are not strong corrections. They're light taps on the leash to prepare the dog for potential corrections later. We do this only a few times. 10 or 12 repetitions is sufficient to familiarize the dog with the feel of the leash in this context.